just not long fully rebuilt the engine in this Norton 750 Atlas, and I cleared the bike lift last night so that I could come in this morning and check for any oil leaks, because I've got oil in the primary chain case now, and I'm pleased to say, looking underneath, there's absolutely not a drop there, so that's holding oil, which is good news. I've also been battling with a slight oil leak from the timing cover, and gradually going around the screws and tightening them a little more and tightening the pipe unions and so on, and I've actually got it down to virtually nothing now. That is all that came out overnight. There's a small drip hanging from it now, so I reckon if I run the engine, warm it up, let it cool and nip the screws up one more time, that will probably sort that out, so I'm quite happy with that. Interestingly, I'm going to hopefully go out for a run on this later, weather permitting, because I don't want to get it all covered in filth. I'm not really afraid or bothered about going out in the rain, but it would be a shame to get this covered in muck. It's quite difficult to start from cold and kicks back a lot, in spite of me timing the ignition by strobe. Now, it hasn't got the usual ignition, it's got a crankshaft driven electronic ignition in there, and in another video you might be able to watch, I strobe timed it, and at full advance it's going off exactly where it should, which is about 8.5 millimeters before top dead center, or 29 degrees, full advance. But the ignition is not retarding enough, there's not enough range on it, so I'm getting quite a vicious kickback on it. It's not too bad to start when it's warm, but when it's cold it's almost evil. So I've spoken to the owner, and apparently he reckons that the ignition is one of these that you can reprogram, so perhaps it needs that, just to give it a bit more range if possible. But anyway, mechanically it's had everything done. It's had a crank regrind, new big ends, new main bearings, new piston rings, I've deglazed the cylinder bores, it's had new valves and guides, it's even had a new camshaft. So it's had a thorough going over this one, and of course it's going to need a little bit of running in. I also removed the oil tank and washed it out spotless, so it's got new oil in there, so it's mechanically it's just about as near to as new as you could wish to get. So the next thing to do, I'm going to fire it up now and get it warmed up and make a few final checks, including tyre pressures and so on. And it's not raining at the moment, although the ground and the roads are quite wet. I'm hoping to get out on it a little later, so hopefully the next video might be a ride on it when it's now rebuilt condition. Fingers crossed.